welcome to another episode of Rise Together. We are very excited about today, our first ever conversation with somebody on the e-commerce side, as well as a lot of other pieces of our business. Nausheen Khan is here to join us. She is the Director of Operations with Dispense Management, or Manager specific, and that puts her all over the place. So I think, Nausheen, we want to hear more about your world. I know that you and I got to talk a little bit before this episode, that you started out in Houston this week, and now you're all the way up in like Baltimore in the Maryland area.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me here, Serge. One thing though, I'm not director.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I just gave you a raise. I gave you a raise just now. You're promoted.
All right, so I'll let my boss know. Apparently, I'm a director. I should sit in his office now. Anyway, so I am Nausheen Khan. I'm a digital operation dispense manager. So I'm part of the implementation team with e-commerce. My team and I, we go around the country, launch stores, which I am doing this week. So I'm visiting stores. Yeah.
Wow. And so, I mean, I think just in case you're not inside our Walmart family, you know, we have 5,000 stores in the United States, and our goal is to be able to provide all of the different resources that we have in our brick and mortar stores, even to our public through our online grocery pickup, which is what we're talking about right now with e-commerce and different pieces of that, as well as, like you just said, delivery as well.
Yes.
More and more stores are opening. Something that Walmart continues to push to do is to get out there into the community and basically provide retail in the way that our customer wants it. So it's pretty exciting.
Yep, that's the way to do it, because it's not fair that we just focus on one type of customers and say, okay, we're just going to help this customer or provide this customer. I'm loving the piece that our company is going above and beyond and reaching out to every customer who is needing in any type of service. So if they want to be in the stores and they want to touch and feel the product before they buy it, so we have our online grocery stores. If they want to just stay in the car and they have maybe a 2-month-old baby and they don't want to bring the baby inside the car and inside the store, so they sit in the car while our team, our e-commerce team, online grocery pickup associates, they go, they pick up their orders, they bring it to them with best attitude. I love the best positive attitude they have, and with the big smile, they dispense their order, put it in the car, and then give them a princess wave. Make sure they thank them. So it's amazing. If they don't want to come inside the store, they get to sit in the car. If it's raining, it's snowing, you know, it's hot, it's cold, you don't have to come out of your car, and we'll deliver in your car for you. And it's free service, you know, you don't have to pay anything extra for this. And then there are some customers, they might be needing to just deliver the groceries to their houses for any reason. So we have delivery service too. So you just sit in the car or in your house or in your office and place an order and tell us where to deliver, and we'll come and deliver it for you. So it's awesome. It's really, really good. It's very exciting. And there are some customers, like, have you seen our big towers in the buildings?
Absolutely. The pickup tower.
Yes, the pickup towers. So I see our customers really enjoy that service too. So what we do is we pick up their order, or if it has come in from Walmart.com from off-site locations. So when we receive them, we stage the package in that tower. So customers come and they have their orders usually on their phone. They can scan the barcode on that tower, and then we have this tray pops up your item to you within seconds. So that's amazing. Some customers love that service too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so many exciting things. I can't tell you.
There are. So talk to us. We kind of jumped right into the business, and you were talking about what you do with our e-commerce side. But tell us about Nausheen's story. Like, how did you start with Walmart? Where have you been? Where are you going?
So very exciting story. I've been with the company for 16 years. Never thought it will be the case, but it is the case. So 16 amazing years. I started off back in 2003. Never planned that I will be here after graduating from college. So I'm still here. I remember my very first day when I interviewed in that office, and I read those our basic beliefs in that personnel office, and it was amazing. was very simple thing to understand. But know that that time I was fairly new to the country too. Uh, it was everything was new, so it was easy for me to understand the company just by reading the basic beliefs. And I thought, okay, that's interesting, that's easy, that's not any different than what I personally believe. So I remember them taking me to the manager's office for my final interview, and I saw Sam Walton's picture there. I had no idea who Sam Walton was at that time. I saw a picture, and then right underneath his picture there was a quote. I read that many times in that office every time I walked in, and he used to say, "Never get so set in your ways that you cannot change." So when I read that very day, it was all right. I honestly didn't understand the depth of that quote, but eventually, as I was growing with the company, I was doing 1,000 different things, learning so many different things. Um, because it was a different country, different culture, working for the first time in my life, there was so much going on in my personal life, and I started to
Sure.
understand that quote so much, that it's all about change. It's all about being open and accepting that change and moving forward to the right direction. So yeah, that was my beginning of the very first day with Walmart, and I started off in fabrics and crafts as a sales floor associate. It was very exciting. I'm very creative, artistic type of person, so I saw all these different projects sitting on shelves. So every time I get a paycheck, I will be buying scrapbooks, and I'll be buying fabric, and I'll be buying 1,000 different things. So I think my entire paycheck was going right there. Then I still have those projects in my mom's garage. Then I started working as a cashier for a few months. In few months, they moved me to cashier position. I enjoyed that, and then they decided to put me on a special project, which was like, they put me under ICS job code. We didn't have ICS back then, but what I did was really I made sure I kind of put the rollback flags. You will understand the terminology I'm talking about. So put the watch cards and did all those little bitty things, that attention to detail type of things. Back home, I had no experience with retail, like from family wise or friends. Nobody ever worked in retail. It's more like my mom and her side was all into teaching and education. My dad was lawyer, so never no experience in retail. Um, However, I saw managers like store manager getting on their knees and cleaning the spill. That was something very new to me. I mean, nobody would do that back home. If they were a store manager, hold a position, they will never do anything like this. And I was like, wow, we're all same. It's okay, right? So many things I was learning and becoming a better person, not just a better associate, but a better person in general. Um, so learned so much as a cashier, ICS, and then I was moved to become a CSM. I loved that position. That's my favorite hourly position. If I ever go back hourly, that's my position to go back to. So meantime, I was going to college. I graduated, and when I was studying business, my major was marketing and minor was management. So when I was taking all these business classes, I will learn about these strategies. And what I would do, for me to understand a strategy, I have to implement it somewhere. So I will take the strategy and implement it in Walmart stores, even though I had no clue how Walmart stores worked, management wise, or in a bigger picture. So I will research about Walmart and thought that I understand how it works. But after graduating, I just got so connected with Walmart. I was part of the family. Because when I moved here, I think one of the things that you lack is your extended family, your cousins and your friends and everybody. So Walmart was like a big family for me. Every time I looked at an associate, I felt like this is my cousin probably, So I got so connected with them, and I didn't feel like leaving the store. But even though when I became an assistant manager right after graduation, I had to switch the store. I had to go to a different facility. That was a pain. Like I remember I cried and cried. I felt like I'm, moving away again. It's another separation moment for me. Then I became an assistant manager. I remember my store manager having a conversation with me that day, and she said, Nausheen, from here on, you will be taking care of your associates. And I kind of understood what she meant when I jumped into the position and I saw what all is happening. And I'm not just one person, I have to take care of others now. Assistant manager training was amazing. It was not academies back then, it was talent development. And when I sat in that class, I was like, okay, so Walmart is not all about stores. We have other positions too. So I was like, okay, so this is my next position I want to go to. So sitting there, I decided what I wanted to do next. So I loved that position, learned so much from it. And then I became a facilitator after, I think it took me 6 years because we didn't really open any of such positions very often. So I became a facilitator, and then after 3 years or so, talent development was, restructuring itself, and we had academies rolling in. So I was displaced, and then I found this position with e-commerce, and I applied for it, and I got it, and I've been loving it ever since. Just love this position, love my team, love my boss. He doesn't like to be called boss, Frank Grisby. He's awesome. I've learned so much from him. He's literally a leader, that anybody would want to have in their lives. He's a great mentor, awesome leader.
That's a great story. I think one of the things, I don't think you told us, and maybe you don't want to, but so where are you from originally, and what brought you to college in the first place in the States?
So I'm from Pakistan. It's a neighboring country with India. That's where I'm from. And I came here, my dad has been here since 1984. He came here for his health reasons, and then he had to stay here, and then eventually we came. So yeah, which is why I'm here. And I love this country. Of course, we all miss Pakistan, but I do visit. I try to visit every year if I do get a chance.
So what are, the second question we always ask is, what are some specific leadership lessons you've learned along the way? You mentioned, a lot of different things from a leader that you've had, is a mentor right now, and great influencer in your life. But is there any specific story that stood out? Like I already heard several, like as far as cleaning and seeing managers get on their knees and clean. It's always some great stuff that you've already shared, but anything else that pops out at you?
So many great things. One of the things I learned when I first became an assistant manager, I did mention that I used to be very sensitive type of person. So if you will talk to me, roll your eyes, I'll just start crying. I was that sensitive back then. So I think it took me a while to learn how to be stern. I think as a leader, we have to know our audience, and we have to be certain way. So if I'm given a role to be here to do certain job, I have to be like that person, right? So if Walmart is expecting me to stand up and be a leader and take care of this task, then I have to be that person. A lot of times we don't realize that who our audience are. So I learned along the way that it's very important to learn your audience and try to connect with people. So sometimes we're communicating with people, we're not necessarily connecting with them, which is very, very important, especially when you work in the store with our associates and you want them to do certain things, but you just give them a task and walk away. You can't really get your results, what you're looking for. So you explain them the why behind, why are you asking them what you're asking them. There are 1,000 things that I've learned along the way, Serge. I can start talking about this, and there are like a million things I can share, but yeah, there's so much. Yeah.
Well, I think anybody from the Academy side that's watching this is applauding everything, going, that's what we're talking about. Like just everything you've communicated already. You're talking about how we talk to individuals and the different audiences that we need to talk to, having a plan and being able to communicate that plan, not only moving beyond that, but then celebrate wins that we have. Like you said, I think some stores do better at this than others, just to be completely honest. And so it's something that we're going to have to cultivate individually. for our associates. And so I think you hit it on the head. Like I said, we teach a lot of that at the academy, but sometimes you wonder how much of it's making it back out there. And so that's exciting to hear from you. And so my last question is always a good one. I always love hearing different perspectives on this. What does the Spark, the Walmart Spark, what's it mean to you? What do you think of when you think of the Walmart Spark?
So spark to me is that energy that's hidden inside you. And I know how to shine that spark for myself. But my spark is that I go out there and I snatch it out of people and have them shine. There's so many people, they doubt themselves. They hide it. They're not, either they're not confident just because nobody has believed in them so much, and somebody just have to tell them, hey, you're doing awesome, good job, and then they start feeling it. So spark to me is that taking that energy out of them and make them feel what they really are.
Hey, I love it. And I can tell that you have spark, and I know that you're taking that spark all the way, all over. And tomorrow, like you said, in Baltimore or wherever you
Leesburg.
It's Pittsburgh. Okay. So, hey, thank you so much. This was a treat. We haven't had anyone, like I said, we've talked about from the e-commerce side, been on the show yet. So this is a great first time. But it's also great just to hear, again, one of our goals, one of our passions at Walmart is to continue to be inclusive, to continue to have diversity in our stores. And so it's great having just talking to you, someone that's been a part of the Walmart family forever. And you love what we're doing, and at the same time have ties outside the U.S. because Walmart's bigger than that. And
Yes.
I think that's a great thing. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for having me here, Sim. Lovely seeing you.
It was great meeting and seeing you
Yes.
officially. We've talked quite a bit via, like you said, LinkedIn, but this is our first time to talk in person, so I'm excited about it. It's great. We'll have to do it again.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, hey, everyone, as always, you can catch the full episode and so many more on so many places, whether that's on Facebook to connect with other associates just like you, or on YouTube, as well as iTunes, SoundCloud, and of course, Google Play as well. So remember, say, okay, Google, play Rise Together Walmart, and you will enjoy the podcast today. So thanks again, everyone, and thank you, Nausheen. Can't wait to see and hear from everyone more this coming week. Have a great day.